Come on down. You're the next contestant.
Hi, your dad told me you were going to work on bunny practice.
Was it?
It doesn't lose its flavor in cooking.
Hello, my name is Keith Thompson. I'm president of Asheville Civitan Club this year. I'd like to invite each and every one of you to join us for the upcoming television series Spirit of Civitan TV. It's going to be on URTV, and we're going to be covering some of the important issues affecting our community. We're going to be meeting some of the civic leaders who are making a difference every day in the lives of our community and making things better for our children and grandchildren, making this a better place in which to live. So we hope you will be able to join us and watch our series as it comes forward. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Keith Thompson, and I'm president of the club. It's my honor and pleasure to welcome you to the March 27, 2007 meeting of the Asheville Civitan Club. It's exciting when we bring together so many great folks in our community to recognize the very exemplary work of one of our good citizens, and it's an honor for us as a club to be able to do that. I would like to first of all, thank John Dankel for being our greeter today, and ask Senator Jess Ledbetter to come to give the invocation.
Let us pray. Eternal God, we pause to recognize you as the creator of all things and the giver of all good and perfect gifts. We thank you for life. We thank you for health. We thank you for food. We thank you for family and friends. We thank you for allowing us to live in this great land of America. And today we especially thank you for the American dream that allows our young people to receive the education necessary to work in their chosen professions. We pray that you will inspire all worldwide leaders to eliminate the abuse of our fellow human beings through terrorism, war, and all other forms of brutal acts. Our Father, we beseech you to bless this Civitan Club and its leaders. Be with them and inspire them to continually renew the strength and purpose of our organization. Thank you for the food we have partaken. Bless the hands that prepared it, and may we always be sensitive to the needs of others. Amen.
Thank you, Jess. Do we have any guests of our members who are not among the head tables? Laura Simmeling has a guest. Liz, it's nice to have you here. Oh. Steve Page. Dr. Page? Okay. Yes,
I'd like to introduce my guest, Sky Myrick. Sky is here. He's Associate Dean at the School of AB Tech, wherever that is. Oh, don't look at me like that.
Welcome, Sky. Are there any other members who have guests? Okay, well, thank you very much. And we do have some announcements. It's with sadness that I call your attention to that one of our former members, Blair Hellebush, died on March 24th. And Gross Funeral Home is handling the arrangements. We're not aware of the date yet for the services. On Friday? Friday, so that'll be in the paper, I guess. We have 50-50, and I'm going to ask someone at the head table to pull this out. This is one of the ways that we help to finance our foundation, for which we award $21,000 worth of scholarships 2 weeks ago to students graduating from our high schools in Buncombe County and Asheville City schools, among other ways that we raise money, but this is one of them, and this will be $13 to the foundation. And quickly, the last three digits are 768. And we have a winner. Thank you very much. Now, before I introduce the mayor, I want to just say one brief thing. There's so many things that we're going to be recognizing K. Ray Baily for today. And one of the things that I want to put in particularly, because as a builder of good citizens in education and economic development, all the many things that you're going to be hailed for today, I want to thank you in particular, you and Virgil Smith, for your partnership in reaching out into the community and supporting the capital campaign of the W.C. Reed Center, not only as a dancer in a fundraiser, but as chair to pull together the funding to make a very important difference in the lives of the children in our community. And these are children who go to school with the children that my wife and I have. So this is a very personal thank you from me for taking on that special role and reaching out to everyone in the community, including Civitans, to help to meet the very ambitious goals to see that that center is renovated and those children and their families have a really good safe haven to come together when they're not in school or not at home. So thank you both for that. So that's personally from me. And with that, I'd like to bring up the mayor, who is a member of ours and was a recipient of a 1991 Civitan scholarship. We're very proud of her and the other folks that we've given scholarships for, and most notably in current parlance would be Coach Roy Williams, who has recently remembered what we had forgotten, that he had received a scholarship that allowed him to go to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill and build his career as a world-class coach for college basketball. So, Mayor.
Thank you all. Good afternoon. Okay, a little bit more excitement. We're celebrating K. Ray Baily. Good afternoon. Thank you so very much. And Keith just stole my speech. You know, I'm mayor of the city, and he talked about the Reed Center, and so I had a couple of remarks about the Reed Center to talk about K. Ray Baily, and he just said them all. So we're going to have to talk about that, Keith. But it is an honor to have this opportunity to recognize a man who is not only an inspiration for our community, but he is truly a leader. And our theme that the committee had come up with is one of the quotes that he had actually stated in the newspaper, and it says, "We're providing an opportunity for citizens in our community to change their lives." And that's what he has done, not only through his work at AB Tech, but also in the community. One of the things the committee members, we were talking about, who do we invite to talk about K. Ray Baily? And we just all had a various list of individuals because of the amount of work that he has done in this community. Whether it's the Asheville Buncombe Education Coalition, the Hub Project, working with the Chamber of Commerce, like Keith just said, the W.C. Reed Center, the list could go on and on and on, the accolades that could be bestowed upon this man. And so we're going to jump right into the program, and the first thing we're going to do is introduce the guests who have come to help us honor K. Ray Baily.
I'm Norma Messer. I'm honored to be a member of Civitan, and I have my cheat sheet because I introduced my husband wrong one time, so I thought. At my right is K. Ray Baily, whom all of you know and will be honoring today, and he is president of Asheville Technical College. And next to him is Glenda Baily, his wife. And you notice I said his assistant further away from him because I figured that if I set them both there, he wouldn't know which one to follow. And then we have Dr. Douglas Orr, President Emeritus of Warren Wilson College, and Dr. Orr's wife, Darcy. And we're supposed to have the mayor right here, but she rightfully belongs up there. I don't know why she has a name tag here. And but she has a flower here, so don't forget it. One of the African violets. Keith Thompson was sitting here. He's president of the club. And we have Joanne Crompton, who has kept Mr. Baily straight, I'm sure. Thank you.
I'd be glad to. I'm Bob Weiler, a member of Civitan, and I'd like to introduce another Civitan, David Young, who also is a four-term county commissioner. Then Rick Latowski, representing the Asheville Chamber. Jeff Green, publisher of the Asheville Civitan Times. Alice Powell, I almost said Cooper. Alice Powell, a student from AB Tech. Julia and Dick Richards. And Lou Bissett. Now then, some of these guys on this side are going to say nice things. K. Ray, get nervous. Lou's got a whole deal over here for you. And then I'd like to introduce Jay Clarkson from Warren Wilson.
At this table, we'll do something a little different. As a former teacher, you always had the students try to stand up, and that way everybody can see them. The first one on my list has already been introduced. He deserves a second introduction, but I'll just have him stand up, and you know who he is. And then the superintendent of the Buncombe County Schools, Cliff Dodson. And Virgil Smith, with whom I became acquainted at the president's circle of the Asheville Civitan Times, and since then he's been promoted up to vice president for talent management at the Gannett Corporation. And an ex-president, or as you say, president emeritus of the Civitan Club, John Traw. And then from the AB Tech, where she is the director of communication, Mona Cornwell. And the executive editor of our Mountain Musings in the Civitan Club through many years, Dr. Roger Hill. And one of our next door neighbors down the street, another commissioner for Buncombe County, David Gant.
Thank you so much, Walter. Now we're going to have special greetings from different individuals, and the first one will be me talking about K. Ray, and it's easy to do. And as mayor of the city of Asheville and a member of council, it's easy to talk about a person who's committed to our community, an individual who provides selfless acts constantly in our community. One of the things that when I first met K. Ray, one of the things he said out of his mouth, well, I work at AB Tech. It's the community's college. Do you get it? It's not a community college. It's the community's college. And ever since then, he has worked tirelessly to make sure that the community understands the importance of the tools that they need are available at AB Tech. One thing I want to highlight in looking at the list of things I could have talked about with K. Ray is the fact that in my other life in the city of Asheville, I work for a nonprofit organization, and I have to raise money for that organization. I have never seen anyone receive so many philanthropic gifts as K. Ray Baily. Anybody can get a campus donated to your school. That's awesome. Not only did he take a former industrial site and make it a place of hope and dreams, he made it an incubator for individuals to be able to come and pursue their lifelong passions and goals. I had an opportunity to talk to the former mayor, Lenny Sicknick, about what she was doing now. And she was talking about K. Ray in the sense that now she's able to pursue another dream of hers. And now she has a new vendor. She's a vendor, and she's selling goods downtown. And it's possible because of the work that she's able to do at AB Tech's incubator. She's able to use the kitchen over at AB Tech's incubator on the campus and fix the food and go out and sell the wares. And it's all because of someone having a vision to make something happen in our community. And so on behalf of the Asheville City Council, I want to recognize you for the good work that you've done in our community to make sure that people's dreams can become reality. So thank you so very much. And now we'll have some remarks from Commissioner David Young, an individual who knows K. Ray from many years back and who understands economic development in our community. So, David.
Thank you, Mayor. I do know K. Ray Baily, and I'm happy to be here. K. Ray is a tremendous, tremendous asset to Buncombe County, and I know I share these thoughts of David Gantz and ours and the rest of our Board of Commissioners that Buncombe County is a better place because of what you've done, K. Ray, and we appreciate what you do. My favorite saying of K. Ray's is this one. Whenever a difficult project is presented to him, he'll always say this: we can do it. Now let's go figure out how. And I think that spirit is the kind of spirit that has brought us so much success to our community. You know, after 44 years ranging from Irwin High School to the president of Asheville Buncombe Technical College, he knows you, your kids, your grandkids, or your next-door neighbor's kids. He knows them all, and he's never met a stranger. When I think of Ray, I think of all the work we've done in economic development in our community, and I think of when we started our Economic Development Commission back in '94, Ray has been such an integral part of it. One of the companies that we brought here was a company called Sonopress, which was out in Weaverville, and nobody knew Sonopress, nobody knew what they did. They did tape duplication back then, and it was an unusual process. Well, the first thing K. Ray offered to do was to go to Germany to understand the process, which I don't think he actually had to do, but the second thing he did was the first time that I remember this being done here is he actually set up their manufacturing line at AB Tech. He actually set it up, trained the workers. Sonopress opened. They're productive on the very first day of operations. Now that's an economic driver. That is tremendous. That is unmeasured in our community. One of the things I love about Ray Baily is every time he gets up, he tells about one of his students. And when I first met him, it used to just be North Carolina's favorite community college, and now it's America's community college. So we keep growing. We keep growing. And the Buncombe County is a better place. And I think at the end of each of our work lives, we don't get measured by the amount of money we make. We get measured by the amount of lives we touch and how we touch them. And in that respect, Ray Baily is a giant. We're lucky and fortunate to have him in Buncombe County, and our commissioners appreciate you, Ray, and thank you so much for what you've done for all of us.
Thank you, David. Now we'll have a letter. I'll read a letter that Representative Fisher provided. It says, "Dear fellow Civitan members, I send you greetings from the North Carolina General Assembly on behalf of all of the Buncombe County delegation. We join you in saluting our friend, K. Ray Baily, for the extraordinary example he has set for all community colleges in North Carolina and the United States. We wish Ray well as he embarks on a new phase of his life. He has earned the time off that retirement after 16 years as the third president of AB Tech and a career of accomplishment brings. President Baily can be proud of the fact that he changed the lives of so many as the face of our economy in Asheville and Buncombe has changed. He led the way in creating one of the most comprehensive community colleges in North Carolina. We can only hope that K. Ray's successor will have a fraction of the qualities possessed by one of our most distinguished educators and public servants. Thank you, Civitan, for honoring K. Ray Baily today. Thank you, President Baily, for your many and valuable contributions to the community, state, and nation. Asheville Buncombe is a better place because of you. With best wishes for a happy retirement, Representative Susan Fisher for the Buncombe County delegation. At this time, we'll have the History of the Spirit of the Civitan Award presented by John Traw, past president of the chapter.
Just so that I don't get stage fright, I think you can hear me all right, can you not? I'd just like to add my welcome to our guests and briefly explain our award situation at Civitan, of which we'll be hearing more about later as well. But as part of our club's outreach to the community, and in keeping with our Civitan creed, we have two actual awards that we run regularly. We have our Civitan creed, and we have two recognition awards. A Civitan of the Year annual recognition. It goes to a member of the club for actions that involve the community and or the club. Some years ago, it was felt that outstanding acts by others, as well as Civitans, should have more recognition. The Spirit of Civitan Award was created, recognizing outstanding deeds and performances in the entire community. The Spirit of Civitan Award is not limited to a calendar timing, but is awarded as the deeds are recognized. I'd like to thank all of you on behalf of Civitan for being here with us today, and wish you very, very well in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next, I have the opportunity to allow you to see how K. Ray has impacted someone's life, and that's Alice Powell. Alice is a 2006 AB Tech graduate who was honored with an Academic Excellence Award from the North Carolina Community College System. She first came to the college in 1987 as a baby when her recently widowed mother enrolled her and her two sisters in the child care center so she could study hotel and restaurant management. Alice served as president and public relations chair for the Student Government Association at AB Tech and as a member of the Board of Trustees, College Forum, Academic Affairs, and Diversity Committees. She has her certification in student leadership, was named to Who's Who among students in American junior colleges, and was a two-time student speaker to the North Carolina General Assembly to advocate for education funding. Alice spends over 100 hours a year volunteering with Relay for Life, a fundraiser for the American Cancer Society. She also volunteers with the Literacy Council of Buncombe County as a certified tutor. She chose to join its English as a Second Language program because her mother received help through the same organization when she immigrated to the United States. After graduation, Alice became a site coordinator for AB Tech at the Asheville Mall, where she handles recruitment, provides information about the college, and registers students for curriculum and continuing education classes. Please welcome Alice.
So I've definitely been impacted greatly by AB Tech, and specifically President Baily, as well as my entire family. So I'm incredibly honored to speak to everyone today and celebrate President Baily's innumerable contributions to our community. As a former student and current friend of President Baily and fellow member of the Asheville community, I've had the privilege of experiencing his kindness again and again. There have been a number of times that I felt compelled but somehow unable to adequately express my gratitude for his being a part of my life. So today, given this opportunity, I'm just overwhelmed with my gratefulness for his elegant leadership. My acquainting President Baily has drastically altered my college path. While he may not realize it, his natural consideration for all of those he encounters greatly impacts one's personal feeling of recognition and individual importance. For me, it's meant the development of every accomplishment during my first years of college, and as a result, all of those to come. I remember the second time I ever ran into President Baily as a newly added member of student government, that he remembered my name and greeted me with a hug, and for some reason had so much appreciation for me. And that was an immense compliment, to say the least. His kindness has gracefully changed my expectations for myself and created a strong sense of potential and motivation to reach far for any goal that I encounter. Throughout his support for students, I realized that much more was possible for our organizations than I had anticipated. He really listened to our requests and needs with sincere consideration, and that was something that meant a great deal to us. It really exemplified his personal concern for student needs and concerns. For someone in his position to respect us not only as students but as friends quickly demanded a mutual respect in return. I was encouraged by his support to make him proud and demonstrate the compassion for education and opportunity that he had revealed to me. And I would never have expected to have such enthusiasm about education, and I'm proud to be influenced by such an amazing person. I truthfully contribute my educational motivation to his genuine character and devotion. I consider him one of the most important people to impact my life for the better, and really thank him for believing in me. And I guess before I go, I also thank everyone here for granting me the opportunity to recognize him for the influence he's had on my life, as I'm well aware that he has had on so many.
If anyone knows K-Ray, you know that if you probably cut him, it will bleed UT orange. Well, Alice, it looks like the same for you. If you bleed, you probably bleed burgundy, AB Tech burgundy. But we can definitely see the connection. You all, let's recognize her again for such a great speech. At this time, we're going to have remarks from K-Ray's colleagues. And Dr. Doug Orr will go first.
Thank you, Terry. Ray, on behalf of your many, many colleagues over a lifetime of involvement in higher education, I want to convey to you our admiration and also a sense of awe. 17 years. You know, the average tenure for a college president in this country these days is 6 years. It's a hazardous duty at times. You moved into the presidency a year before I did and finished a year after I did, and I thought I had a long haul. Your stamina amazes me. I've got to admit to a great affinity and love of our community college system. When I was a vice chancellor at UNC Charlotte, our mayor's alma mater, I took an Appalachian music course at Central Piedmont Community College, and there I met Darcy, who was an instructor at CPCC. We wound up in a band, music band, and eventually a marriage. They say if you can survive in a band, you can survive in a marriage. So, lesson learned there. But I've also been, in my 38 years of higher education, a great student and admirer of our community college systems. Certainly, the North Carolina system is a crown jewel among those throughout the country. And believe me, educators will tell you that throughout the country. And within North Carolina, AB Tech is a crown jewel, in no small part because of the leadership and vision of Ray Baily and his many colleagues. I think he would be the first to admit that he's led a team, and very, very effectively over the years. I won't enumerate all the areas in which he has excelled in terms of contributions. Let me just say he's extended a helping hand so many different times, whether it's forming an incubator to reach out to small businesses to get started, or the many, many people who've been touched by the transformational experience of finally getting on a career path at AB Tech. We have crossed paths many times. It seems like in my community involvements, everywhere I go, there Ray is or has already been. We work together on the board of the Chamber, spent many inner city visit together, so many nonprofit boards. Today, the Hub Alliance we serve on together, as many of you do as well. And I have always been impressed by his example of living a full life. And what you see in the presidency of AB Tech is not all there is, as Joanne and Glenda can tell you. He is the voice of the Reynolds Rockets. Did you know that? The gardening, the golf, the grandparenting that he and Glenda participate in, the trips across the Smoky Mountains to watch his beloved Vols play football. And, of course, he's been known to do a dance step or two on the dance floor in his time. Always with a good heart, loving the fullness of life. Joanne was telling me that anytime Ray and Glenda might go to a restaurant, by the end of the meal, Ray has usually enrolled half of the clientele and the staff at AB Tech. And Ray, I can tell you that the one thing you miss the most would be the students, like Alice, who was so eloquent in her remarks. And I know that you will stay in touch with them, and even when you're not wearing the hat of leadership at AB Tech, you'll still be enrolling half the restaurants wherever you go. I want to leave you with three things. One, a book, a poem, and a song, actually. The book would be the North Carolina Atlas that I helped co-author a few years ago, and is one who has enhanced our state of North Carolina in so many ways. An inscribed copy of this we'll leave with you. A poem, one of my favorites, that I think underscores the fullness in which you have given so many minutes, days, weeks, and years to this community, entitled God's Minute by Benjamin Mays, who was the minister to Dr. Martin Luther King. I only have a minute, only 60 seconds in it, placed upon me, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it is up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. And then put another way, our old mountaineers, particularly the fiddle players, have an expression that goes, you better rosin up your bow before it's time to go. Meaning, yeah, let's get into the music session, but more than that, all we have is minutes in our brief journey on this planet. And those such as Bascom, Lamar, Lunsford of Asheville knew that you better rosin up your bow meant so much in terms of living a full life, as Ray has exemplified to all of us. So I would like to call upon my musical mate, my spouse Darcy, to come up here and share a brief little song entitled Song of Living, and dedicate it to Ray, who I think has exemplified to all of us a full life, personally and professionally. If the fiddle strings felt no bow strokes, if the concertina bellows broke, if no one sang a single note, then where's the song of living? And all of life plays like a tune. It sounds so sweet and ends too soon. You'd better rosin up your bow before it's time to go. If you've never danced the floor about, if the Guinness boys stopped making stout, you'd forget what life is all about and soon become quite thirsty. And all of life plays like a tune. It sounds so sweet and ends too soon. You'd better rosin up your bow before it's time to go, when all you've earned is lost or pawned and all of your money spent and gone. You'd find out what you've been living on and never even knew. And all of life plays like a tune. It sounds so sweet and ends too soon. You'd better rosin up your bow before it's time to go. If the fiddle strings felt no bow strokes, if the concertina bellows broke, if no one sang a single note, then where's the song of living? Thank you, Ray.
That was beautiful. Thank you so very much. And so Rick won't feel like he has to sing, I'll read something to give him a minute. Chancellor Ponder, when she heard about the Civitan's activity today, she was really excited, but unfortunately she could not be here, so she sent a letter, and so I'll read what she had to say. When I was a rookie chancellor, I found the best possible coach in Ray Baily. Ray was eager whenever I called to share with me his greatest gifts, the time and expertise to counsel me, and his influence in the community to introduce me to the people I needed to know to orient me quickly. I will always be grateful that he was the leader of AB Tech when I came to the University of North Carolina at Asheville. His legacy at AB Tech as a leader and community developer will remain legendary. I admire his tireless and effective work on behalf of all of his students and on behalf of Asheville. His students are inspired by him. His faculty and staff want to do their best for the college because they want to do well for him. His unselfish dedication to the community service has won him the respect and appreciation of citizens throughout Western North Carolina. While Ray is officially retiring from his official position at AB Tech, knowing him, he will stay engaged in some aspect, probably many aspects, of education and community, and I look forward to working with him. All the best, Ann Ponder, Chancellor, University of North Carolina at Asheville. And now we'll have some remarks by the person who definitely knows economic development, Rick Latowski, President of the Asheville Chamber of Commerce. Are you trying to get pointers from the principal?
No, I'm not. I'm setting up the props. I don't sing, so it is a pleasure to be invited to speak on behalf of K. Ray Baily. I had a chance to do this not too long ago for Doug Orr. And whoever called me said that I was supposed to have one sentence, make it short, cutting, and sit down, and everybody's going to do that, and then we're really going to stick it to them. As it turned out, I was the only one that did that. Everybody else had long, glowing statements with gifts. So, Doug, you're a great guy. I'm glad I have a second chance to tell you that. Before I left, I asked Kay Tweed, my assistant, to come up with a list of things that K. Ray Baily had done for the Chamber and with the Chamber. And Kay said, I just don't have enough time to pull all that together. And but she did. And Ray joined the Chamber Board in 1993. He's still on the board, to give you an idea how we don't let talent slip away from us. He was chairman of the Chamber Board in 1997 and 98. He's been vice chair of economic development, currently vice chair of workforce development and public policy, helps us with our inner city visits that Doug and Jack Cecil started many, many years ago. He was co-chair of our Advantage Asheville 2000 campaign, which raised close to $5 million, which resulted in our building. And I hope all of you have had a chance to be in our building. It's a great testimony to your work and to Lou Bissett, who's going to be coming up next. He received our Chairman's Award in 2000, my first annual meeting with the Chamber. And in 2 annual meetings ago, David Gantz so eloquently presented on behalf of Bruce Goforth the Order of the Longleaf Pine. It was not our award, obviously. It's a state award. They chose the Chamber's annual dinner to do that. At that meeting, Ray leaned over and said, I think a message is being sent here. I'm getting too many awards, and maybe it's time. So, but Ray chose the time. He also received the Partners in Education Businessman of the Year award for us, as Virgil Smith did as well. And following up on David Young's comments, since I've been here, we've been involved in many economic development projects, but just in the last 2 to 3 years, with projects like Volvo, Borg Warner, Eaton Corporation, Smith Aerospace. Those are just the last 2 to 3 years. 1,300 jobs as a result of those announcements. And AB Tech was a full partner in every one of those projects. And these are jobs that pay what we like to refer to as a real living wage, very high-paid, high-compensated jobs. So to AB Tech, as always, we are grateful for the partnership that you've shown to the Economic Development Coalition as you work with the county and the city and all our other partners in economic development. If you could hand me a small gift. Before I came here, my staff said we'd like to do something for K. Ray, and something that he can use in his retirement. He has told me on many instances that he is very interested in getting back the money he's lost over the years to Lou Bissett on the golf course, because he just hasn't had a chance to play that often. So we've found the perfect club for him. This is the Utility Club by Walter Hagen. It is a club that comes with a complete set of weights. So in golf talk, you can fade it, you can draw it. He's a left-hander now. I'm switching directions here. And hit it straight if you want to do so as well. So we hope this works for you. We wish you the best. You've been a great partner. I know you're going to get a lot more awards, but here's one you can use every day in your retirement. Ray, thank you.
Our next speaker is Louis Bissett, who is a former mayor, and I can put this disclaimer. I don't know what he says, so don't blame me for whatever he's about to say. Lou, come on up.
Thank you, Mayor. She gave me a little word there. She said, be nice. Well, I don't know whether I can do that. You know, such nice things have been said about Ray today, and really most of them were well-deserved. However, Ray, nobody's perfect. So now for the rest of the story. You know, it's really an honor for me to be here, particularly at Civitan. I was a member here for a long, long time, at least 25 years, and I miss it. And it's great to be back, and it looks like you're thriving. So it's great to be here to talk for a few minutes about my friend, K. Ray Baily. College president, teacher, philosopher, coach, radio broadcaster, fundraiser, and part-time golfer, among other things. However, Ray, I was at the Reed Center for Dancing with the Stars, and you're no Emmett Smith. I can tell you that. Now, let me tell you a few things about Ray that have not been said today. Now, Ray is a native of Tullahoma, Tennessee. If you don't know Tullahoma, it's a suburb of Lynchburg, Tennessee. And there are 3 great Americans that have hailed from Tullahoma and Lynchburg. And to list them in the order of their importance, K. Ray Baily, George Dickel, and Jack Daniels. Now, Tullahoma and Lynchburg are a little bit off the beaten path, as we say here in the mountains. When people in Tullahoma talk about their senior year, they're usually talking about their 5th grade experience. Also, in Tullahoma, most people think the last verse of the national anthem is, "Gentlemen, start your engines." Now, Ray was a great athlete when he was in Tullahoma, and he played ball at Middle Tennessee State University, the Blue Raiders. However, when he came to Asheville, he forgot the blue, and he took up the color orange, Tennessee and Clemson. And a couple of years ago, when Ray went on vacation, I'm told that the maintenance people went in and painted his washroom bright orange. So don't ask to go to the bathroom when you're at Ray's office. When he moved to Asheville in the 60s, Ray taught and coached at Irwin High School. And he coached at least 2 celebrities, Judge Ron Payne and Lloyd King. Now, Judge Payne told me that Ray never let him play and told him that his future was on the bench. Judge Payne took him literally and became a Superior Court judge. So, Ray sent him in the right direction. Lloyd King, one of the greatest basketball players ever to come out of Western North Carolina, also played for Coach Baily. Later, he played professionally, the NBA. Ray was the only coach Lloyd ever had who didn't start him. You can see why Ray's coaching career came to a quick end. He tried again at AB Tech later, but I'm told that he started a basketball team. I'm told that after the away games, Ray would break into a mean rendition of the popular Tennessee classic, "Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road," and very frankly, very few of his players could take that for long, and the basketball program soon ended. Now, you just don't find teachers like that anymore, do you? Great teacher, philosopher, and coach. Great broadcaster has been mentioned. Some refer to him as the Dick Vitale of Reynolds High School football. Others simply call him the mouth of the South. He's a great fundraiser that we all know. I've done a little bit of that myself, and really, Ray is a very easy target. All you'd have to do is go into his office and say, "Ray, we've got this great cause here. You need to help us." Really, you're not going to have to do anything. There's only going to be one meeting. There's nothing to it. He bites hook, line, and sinker. He never turns you down. And when he gets in there, he doesn't come to just one meeting. He finishes the job. It took him a long time to learn that, but last month he pulled the same thing on me. And it worked. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very fortunate to have Ray Baily in Buncombe County, as you know. Think of all of the people Ray has touched in our county, be it through AB Tech, high school athletics, and the many, many community organizations he has served and led. And I have a list here, but I won't go through with it because it could take us too long. Ray Baily may have started out as Mr. Tullahoma, but he will always be Mr. Buncombe County to me and to all of those in our community whose lives have been touched by K. Ray Baily. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lou. Next, we're going to have the presentation of the award. Dick Richards, who's the chair of our committee, and Dr. Roger Hill will also help as well. Mr. Thompson.
It's my pleasure to read the citation that's been prepared for Mr. Baily, and it reads as follows. The Asheville Civitan Club is honored to present the Spirit of Civitan Award to K. Ray Baily, President, Asheville Buncombe Technical Community College. With his forthcoming retirement, President Baily will have completed a career of 44 years of illustrious service to North Carolina as a leader in education, supporter of the business sector, advocate for community causes, developer of human talent. We recognize and applaud his accomplishments as a counselor and mentor of students, his creativity in the development of programs to serve the diverse needs of employers in the area, his dedication and personal commitment to community service, and his constant readiness to use his talent in service to his fellow man. Finding these activities consistent with the principles of our Civitan Creed, we do now honor him as a builder of good citizenship. Signed by Keith Thompson, President, done the 27th day of March in the year of our Lord, 2007, in Asheville, North Carolina.
Thank you all very much. I'm certainly humbled by this award that you have presented to me. I asked Joanne and Mona and Glenda if they would tell me what this was all about today, and they all claimed that they knew nothing, which was not true, of course. But I am delighted. I am delighted to see so many friends, to hear all the comments from you folk, and like I say, I'm humbled by all of this. What you really don't know about Alice Powell, though, is that Alice came to our campus as a baby. Her mother was a student. She has two sisters, Lola and Catalina, and all three of them started in our child care center on our campus a few years ago. And as they grew through the Buncombe County school system out in North Buncombe, they all three came to AB Tech. They all served our Student Government Association in a variety of capacities. Alice was the president of the SGA, and now is employed by us at our AB Tech at the mall site. And it just so happened that we were there last night doing some wedding preparation for our daughter, and I walked down to our mall site, and there she was, and she was working away on the computer, and she fainted surprised to see me, or maybe she was feigning the fact that she was working on. I owe you one. Isn't she a delightful young lady? Thank you, Alex. The reason for retirement is, one, is that after 44 years, I think that that it's time to spend time with my wife and my children and my grandchildren, and to do some of the things that over these past 44 years that we just haven't had time to do. And Doug sort of talked about that. It's when you're engaged as the president of the college, as I have been for the last 17 plus years, it's a 24/7 job. And when I woke up last September the 15th, laying on the floor with my head in the lap of Terry Bellamy at UNC Asheville, true story, isn't it? Had a little attack there, and that started me thinking about the shortness of this good world that we're in, and wanting to be able to spend time with my family that have been so supportive to me over all these years. It's been a really good 44 years in Buncombe County schools and at AB Tech, and what you see here is absolutely true. My whole effort in all of these years has been to earn the respect for our college that it so well deserves, and to make sure that everyone knows of all the programs that we offer, and Glenda quit, and the opportunity that we provide for all the people and all the citizens in this community. And that's been full speed ahead for all of us, and Sky and Mona and Joanne will attest to the fact that that's what we try to do every day. So thank you for this honor, and I accept it for my family, and I accept it for all the people who make AB Tech so successful every day. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Jake Delhomme, quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. Since 1950, Civitan has been committed to improving the lives of people with developmental disabilities. That commitment continues today through Civitan's involvement in summer camps, vocational programs, and Special Olympic Games for great people like my cousin Kevin. Help me and thousands of other Civitan members make a difference by volunteering in your local Civitan club. Together, we can score a touchdown in your community. Hi, I'm Jake Delhomme, quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. Since 1950, Civitan has been committed to improving the lives of people with developmental disabilities. Today, scientists at the Civitan International Research Center work with the latest technology to create innovative therapies and treatments for people like my cousin Kevin. Contact your local Civitan club today to find out more, or visit us on the web at civitan.org. Together, we can score a touchdown in your community. Hi, I'm Jake Delhomme, quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. Join me and thousands of other Civitan members volunteering in your community. You can make a difference by contacting your local Civitan club or visiting us on the web at civitan.org. Together, we